Wow, another exciting week. I'm Jim Gazzolo, Heath Schroyer. You know, when we started this show, I thought we'd have some fun. I thought we'd make some news and that, but every week something's going on.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy.
Yeah, but it's good. You know what? It's good.
All right, we got to deal with a couple of things out there. Some of it with the past, some of it with the future. First, let's start with the future.
Okay.
Rumors, talk, sources, everything about you and your travel plans. Care to comment about anywhere you've been?
I will tell you that from the time I got into this seat, I was told to make the best decisions for the athletic department, not only for right now, but into the future. So like everybody, obviously, you know, all the movement across college athletics, it's very fluid. There's a lot of conversations
Very fluid, yes, I would say very fluid.
There's a lot of conversations being had by a lot of people. And have I had some conversations with people? Sure.
Have you had a Denver omelet in the last couple of days?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
All right. Your future is, everybody wants to know what McNeese is going to do, but in the meantime, Southland adds Texas Commerce. I'll say at least they're adding somebody.
Yeah. I think it helps solidify the league for sure. I think that's a really good thing. You know, obviously, you know, I mean, we're in a situation in the Southland where we have to, you know, bring in some quality because, you know, we can say what we want, but we lost a lot of quality with the Texas schools in Central Arkansas leaving. And I think too, you know, for us, you know, we just always want to do what's best for us, not only for right now, but for long term. And but we're excited that Commerce came into the league. I think they won a Division II national championship in football not too long ago, so they're very competitive. And you know, I think they fit, you know, somewhat in a geographical blueprint. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, so that was really
they're stretching the blueprint.
They're stretching a little bit, in my opinion. But you know, I'm one voice in that league.
That's what we're here for. Your opinion. We're here for your opinion. All right. Now, obviously, listening to what Tom Burnett said yesterday, there's going to be more movement, obviously. Can you tell us any direction they're going? Because we've heard Central Oklahoma, we've heard Midwestern State, but it does seem that the movement is all that direction.
It seems that way. I personally am disappointed. I would rather come this way. You know, I would rather, you know, head towards Mississippi and those places, even, you know, West Florida. But like I said, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not the commissioner. I only have one vote. But for sure, I mean, it's you know, as a league, we need to solidify ourselves. As the Southland needs to solidify itself. And again, we can say what we want, but you know, you lose the 4 Texas schools in Central Arkansas. That was a big blow and a big hit to our league. And
you had to play cop this week a little bit. 3 players were arrested, charged, and football players, and you kicked them off the school. You're still cleaning up a lot of mess from 5 years ago. I don't think people understand that. Is that a standard you're going to say is that we're not going to tolerate anything?
100%. Obviously, was very, very disappointed when I learned of the arrests. But I obviously I dealt with it you know, took the bull by the horns, as my dad said, and dealt with it right away. Suspended all 3 of those gentlemen indefinitely. And, you know, I don't, as the athletic director, and will never condone that type of behavior. But it was dealt with. Mistakes happen. It was a huge black eye, but I dealt with it, and it's not indicative of who we've been, who we are, and let alone who we're going to be.
But did you get any pushback from football?
Not whatsoever. And to be honest with you, no. Frank had no pushback, but it didn't matter either way. I was going to deal with this.
Because, you know, there's a lot of questions about, well, should it be the football coach that does it or the AD? But you wanted to set the standard for the entire athletic department, I take
100%. We're gonna have an athletic department built around integrity, and you know, doing the right thing. I mean, you know, that's not who we are, and you know, we're going to bring a gentleman I'm very close with that's going to talk about his program, Coach Aiken, who I'm really excited about what he's done since he's taken over. And but for sure, I wanted to, you know, it was an opportunity for me to set a tone not only for football but for the athletic department moving forward.
And I guess real quick, number 2 on the block party is this week?
Oh, I cannot wait. Yeah, Charlie Wayne and Guy Thrignan on Friday. Rain or shine, it's free. Come out. I will even buy you a beer.
Oh, more freebies.
We're going to have 6 food trucks there this time.
You going to buy me one at the basketball auction, too?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll get everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. But it's going to be
for a
great.
week.
The Friday block parties are real. We're going to light up the Grove. We're putting lights in the trees. We're going to take it to another level every week. I cannot wait. I'm so fired up.
Oh, jeez. Man gets excited over cheese. When we come back, John Aiken, men's basketball coach, will join us right after this on Polk Nation.
Welcome back to Polk Nation. It's a pleasure to have Coach Aiken back. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right. It's a busy time of year for you.
It is.
We got a big night tomorrow night, which
sir.
is something the program is. It's a huge night for the program, always has been, and then practice is right around the corner. Tell Polk Nation what you've been up to.
Sure. As you know, I mean, the auction is all-consuming. This week we actually could have started official practice yesterday, and I just told our staff, I said, let's just get through the auction, do our best we can. We're doing skill stuff yesterday and today, and then tomorrow it's go time. I mean, we've got 70 tables, and we've got, I think, 7 or 8 corporate sponsors, and it's going to be an awesome night. Yeah. It's a night that obviously has shaped not just our program, but I think our athletic department.
For sure.
I think it's helped change the perception of this university, and that was obviously a big deal for you. And we got here, and it's fun to talk to our staff. They've never, like our staff, they've never been through it.
Right?
Yeah, it's all me. And so we were talking yesterday, and Coach Moynihan was like, you know, this is all new to us, Coach. We don't know anything about this. And so it'll be fun. We're going to do some things to introduce our guys, introduce the staff. We got so many new people, so try to get people to know who we are. And we got a really good group people like to hang out with. They're great personalities, so it should be a lot of fun.
The neat thing, Coach, and I know you and I talk all the time about this, but the thing I love that you're doing is you're taking the battalion and you're running with it, and you're going to take this thing to places it hasn't been in a long, long time. But the thing that I'm the most proud of is you're doing it with a level of professionalism and integrity. And we've always said, when we've worked together a long time, that you can never compromise your integrity, and you always want to have a level of professionalism. And I am so happy and proud of that and what you guys are doing with the program. Tell Polk Nation a little bit about what you're doing from a professionalism standpoint that really stands out.
Yeah, we obviously learning from you, learning from just what you did. Culture was the main thing for you. And the thing that we had a time with our guys about 2 weeks ago, one of our guys that's actually a grad transfer, has a degree, and he was just doing some things in the classroom that I didn't appreciate, so I brought everybody together. I said, newsflash, guys, McNeese State University is an academic institution, and they give out degrees, and there's about 7,000 kids that are paying for their degree that go to school here. We're fortunate that we're 13 that are getting our degree paid for, and so we're going to appreciate that. And I think just trying to set the standard for this degree matters. Coming to McNeese matters. How you represent yourself matters. How you represent your team. It's bigger than us. We're talking about writing our story, and we're talking about what we can do for this athletic department, what we can do for this university, what we can do for this town. Well, it takes a long time to build that, and you can ruin it in a minute.
We talked about that a lot.
Yeah, and so we're trying to. We had Joe Dumars talk to our guys, and just trying to help them understand that they're part of something bigger than just themselves. And that's a thing that you used to talk about, like understanding this is about more than just you guys as individuals or our team. It's bigger.
Right.
And so we're trying to hold ourselves to that standard, and
it's awesome.
Make you guys proud.
How hard is it to reset that standard? Because that's not always been the case at McNeese. How hard is it to establish that?
I think it's been what we've done since I got the job as the head coach, and really from taking over for coach. We asked people to come here for a bigger purpose. Like when we recruited to the reality of where this town is. And we told them, hey, if you're going to come here, you're coming here to help us raise this thing from the ashes, not just athletically, whatever, but the university, the town.
For sure.
And so they all came here understanding what it was. The first picture I showed was a picture of my family in front of trash piles at Burton. And so I told them, this is the reality of where we're at. And so I think they came in with an appreciation for, okay, we have something bigger to ourselves. We have a bigger purpose for what we're doing. You know, Jim, men's basketball at this level can and should be the driver for a university. It's the only thing that can make a big financial impact. If we get to the tournament, if we do what you're capable of, it can change
for sure
this place for generations. And we had Wade Roos come and talk to our team a couple weeks ago, and Wade said the same thing. He said, I'm looking to establish something that generationally I can look back and say, hey, I was a part of that. And so that's what we're trying to get our guys to understand, that this isn't just about you. You're laying the foundation for the future. Now, we have to attack it a day at a time, and we have to focus on now. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves, but I think just giving them the opportunity to know, yeah, we're here, we're in a tough spot, but they can pull it up out of someplace. And it gives them something bigger to believe in.
And to be a part of.
Yeah.
Something they can look back on and say in 25 years, I was at the foundation of that.
Absolutely.
I was the start of that.
Absolutely.
With that in mind, the auction itself just kicks off the interest. Who's some of the guys you got there? Who's coming in?
You're talking about, like, in the community?
Yeah, or guest speakers, or...
So we're going to have, great thing that we were able to figure out, Lemoyne, who's actually rebuilding the facility for us. Will Lemoyne, who's one of the founders, CEOs of the company, is going to be he's going to come in and talk. And so we're going to give him about 5-10 minutes to kind of update everybody on the status of the facility. Chad Austin from Gator is going to be the MC for the event. We're going to have our kickers and our band and our cheer will be there. And then you've got the who's who of people in Lake Charles. I don't want to name out one guy and leave out some, but we've got some great sponsors. We've got great corporate sponsors and just all the supporters. And we've had some great people that aren't typically supporters that have come in. One thing I'm trying to do is grow another generation of McNeese supporters.
Very important.
Grow a younger clientele, grow a younger base of young, influential business people in the community. And so we're going to have some of them. I think we're seating about 70 tables. So it's going to be an unbelievable night and an opportunity to share where we're at and to meet our guys. And again, to get buy-in, just like our players have bought in, we need buy-in from the community.
No doubt.
That they're a part of something bigger than just McNeese basketball or just going to watch an entertaining game. It's about growing our program and how that can help the university. And we're going to share that, share my vision for how we can do that, share Coach's vision for what he's doing athletically with the department and all the way up to the top with Dr. Burkell. And the great thing is everything's aligned at McNeese from the top down. And so we need people like the guys, the supporters that will be there tomorrow night to just come and hopefully they bring their big checkbooks.
When we come back with Coach Aiken, we're going to talk about winning and what that can do for the program right after this. We're back with John Aiken, men's basketball coach at McNeese State University. Practice starts, auction coming up. But what kind of a team are we looking at? Because there's a lot of new names.
Yeah, there is.
In college basketball, you are a completely different team every year.
Right.
You hit the portal hard.
Yeah.
Is that hard to do because you're remaking it all the time?
You know, Coach and I talked for years. Something that you have to do, and it's not just athletics, basketball, but in corporate world, life, business, you have to adapt or you're going to die ultimately, right? And right now we're in a state across the board of flux, of change. Players can come and go. You look at the SEC and the Big 12 and the movement there, things are changing. It's a changing dynamic. The NCAA as we know it might be different 6 months from now.
Right.
And so, I mean, I think we have to be able to adapt. And as a coach, as a staff, one thing that we had talked about, and we've talked about this in the past, when I took over for Coach, it was just about getting the right people on the bus. We had so many guys that had been here, and who was going to help move this thing forward, who was going to be able to kind of help us reset a little bit. And ultimately, the best thing for us was to go to the portal. Now, that being said, we've got an unbelievable freshman class. And we've got some of the best freshmen that we've had since I've been here. I've been at 3 quote-unquote low major schools. It's the best freshman class I've been a part of in 7-8 years of basketball. John Massey, Christian Shoemate, Trey English. Those are 3 freshmen that are new coming in. Sean Walker, all really good. John Lucas.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good players. And then Braylon Bush is a freshman. Colin Warren is, again, a freshman. So you got 7 guys that are classified as freshmen that are good players that should contribute. Obviously, the easiest thing for a coach is to have guys that are experienced, guys that have been through the wars. Kellen Taylor is basically a 6th-year guy. He's old. He's 24 years old. He's experienced. He's a mature guy.
Good player.
Good player. Skilled, versatile, brings an element of toughness and maturity. Miles Lewis, kid that graduated from VMI in 4 years. Another mature, almost like a pro. He comes to work every day with a pro mentality. He shows up. You don't have to worry about him. Just a salt of the earth, good dude. Brendan Medley-Bacon, another kid. He was at VCU. TJ Moss graduated in 3 years from South Carolina. So it's not like we got these guys that have bounced all over and been at a lot of places. They've done their job. They've graduated or whatever, and they're doing a heck of a job. We've got a great culture. They work. They're enthusiastic. One thing I asked our guys to do is to be about our pillars. We have 6 pillars that we want to be about: joy, appreciation, honesty, have a drive, be tough, and do unrequired work. And I judge them on a daily basis. I tell them all the time, I'm judging each of you by these pillars. If you're not a 4 out of 6 at least, you're probably not going to play. And so we've been able to have real, honest conversations. I polled our team last week, and I said, I want you to rank every player on our team and tell me how many of the pillars you think they represent. And it gave me a picture of what does our team think of each other.
Sure.
And we're going to be good. We're going to be really good defensively. We're going to be hard to score on. We're going to do some things to create mayhem and speed you up. I think our guard play is better than it's been. I think our big guys are going to be good. But we finished our preseason fall workouts, and we statted every practice. So kept track of everything. We had 11 guys that averaged 8 or more points per practice. And so that tells you have a depth of quality.
For sure.
You know, there's a lot of guys that can score, a lot of guys that can do things. And then we've got some high-end guys. Like Brendan Medley-Bacon, 7'1", has a chance to be really, really, really special.
But you have the ability as a team, on your roster anyways, to play different ways.
We do, yeah. Very
and that is one thing that McNeese doesn't always have.
For sure.
And how much does that mean to the program?
I think it's big, especially in the modern day of basketball, as Coach knows. I mean, versatility, positionless, being able to have guys that can do different things. I've kind of, as we've gone through the fall, I've got down to where we have true 2 post players, Brendan Medley-Bacon and Kellen Taylor. Everybody else is positionless, can play the 1 through the 4. John Lucas and Sean Walker are both learning both spots, but we're trying to be positionless. And then defensively, what it allows you to do, you can switch 1 through 5. Yeah. Sometimes you can change your ball screen coverage. The big kid, Brendan Medley-Bacon, we had him doing a one-on-one full court pressing drill the other day. He's staying in front of guards. Yeah. Full court, like he can move his feet. And so it allows you to just be versatile. That's probably the biggest strength we have is our versatility. We can be multiple.
Well, here's the big question. And it's the biggest question on people's minds. Can you stay in the coaching box?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you need to get back?
Coach Roy has something he wants to say. I can see.
But no, the thing is that in college basketball, there's 2 things that are really important. You got to be, with your roster, you have to be able to reconcile short-term needs and long-term goals, which he's done. He's got 7 freshmen, but he's also brought some older kids in with quality. And he never sacrificed character for his talent. Okay, that's number 1. And number 2 is versatility. If you're not versatile in basketball today, it's hard to win. So he can go out in a game now and he can switch every ball screen coverage and never be in rotation. I mean, he's done the 2 things that you have to do to put yourselves in a position to really win, and without question in my mind, win at a very, very high level. I'm so excited about what he's done on and off the floor. We're obviously very close. And I don't try not to get emotional, but it's like a big brother. I cannot tell you how proud I am of what he's doing in the program and taking the stick and running with it. It's awesome.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Auction Thursday night, practice starting over the weekend.
Practice starts Sunday.
We'll see how they do. We'll be right after this. We'll have Coach's final thoughts on Polk Nation. Well, I love college basketball. I know you love college basketball.
Oof, love it. How great is he?
Well, he's kind of a mini you as far as he doesn't quite go as crazy as you as the excitement level.
He's so
he's
good.
Intense.
He's so good, and it just every day I know that I made the right decision in handing the reins to him, and he's going to do great. He's a phenomenal person.
And the arena you want to be in January.
We will be in January,
and that is a big deal because I noticed your scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like you're scheduling, especially in December, you're not bringing a lot into town.
Right.
But it looks like you have some back-end games that you could bring back next year. Is that kind of the plan?
Absolutely, and for men and women. And I encouraged both Coach Aiken and Coach Kennedy to schedule some home and homes early in the year away because we
get them
won't.
back the next year.
Yeah, we have them back. So the following year, next year, when we're in the arena from the start, we're going to have some really quality non-conference opponents coming in here. So it was all by design, all by plan, and I'm so excited about both programs. But Coach Aiken you got a sense of it. I mean, he's good, he's poised, he's a hell of a basketball coach, and I love his staff. He's doing a great job.
It's interesting because he's got to resell a team.
For sure.
Because these faces are not new. They're new. Even the freshmen, they're new. Mm-hmm. But you made an interesting point about he built for the present and for the future.
That's right.
Now he's also got to resell the future to those kids. Mm-hmm. Is that the hardest part of being a coach now? Is you have to resell your program to kids that are here?
Yeah, and I think you have to, always be prepared to to recruit every position every year. It used to be when I was in it years and years ago, when you had a really good point guard and he was a freshman. Okay, you had him for 4 years. Well, now you have to, and it puts a lot of pressure on the staff. You have to be recruiting every single position every year because you never know what's going to happen. But the thing I love that John did is he got some older guys, but he really, the young kids that are in the program are really good. So he balanced the roster, but he got versatility, and he has a great rim protector. It's one thing when we lost Shamarcus that I thought we really missed. He's got a really good rim protector, and I'm excited about his team. I think we could have a banner basketball season in both men and women this year.
So you think you improved the coaching?
The best thing I ever did was fire myself, for sure. Yeah.
and of course, Southeastern this weekend. As if last weekend wasn't tough enough with Incarnate Word.
It's big.
You get the National Player of the Year coming in.
Right.
But you get them at noon. It won't be that hot. Mm-hmm. Could be a chance for a good crowd.
I hope so. We need Polk Nation to come out and support us. I know we haven't gotten off to the start that we all have wanted to or hoped to, but every week's a new week, and we're only one game into league season. In the spring,
this is where they kind of changed it around. They played well at Southeastern.
Absolutely. This is a big game, and we need Polk Nation to come out and support us for sure.
So big weekend for you. You've got an auction,
a block party, and
a football game.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll buy you a beer at every single event.
Yeah, well, I work on Saturday. Assuming I'm still working on Saturday, I work on Saturday.
You never know.
What I've learned in the last couple months is you never, ever know.
Absolutely.
All right, any future plans? Travel?
None right now. Hey, auction, block party, game on Saturday.
And possibly a travel plan in or out of there. We'll see you next week on Polk Nation.